following live broadcast.
How's everyone doing tonight? Woo! It's Wednesday. It's 6 o'clock somewhere. With
John
ready in his chair. And almost 10 whole people watching from home. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? It's time for the Think So Joe Show!
Hold on. There it is. Okay. Whoa. It's on and it's loud. All right. I think we're good. I think we're good, but we got a lot of noise. I don't know what the hell the noise is. I could have been like well prepared for this show. I really could have. Yeah, user error. Exactly. I could have been well prepared for this show. Like, I was, had everything done by, 2 o'clock. And then I was like, all right, cool, I got nothing else to do. I cleaned the studio, I could get to all my vinyl, I'm gonna throw a record on, I'm just gonna vibe for a couple hours. Next thing I know, it's 5 o'clock, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta hook this up, I gotta hook this up. I forgot to hook the microphone up, clearly. John isn't gonna be here until, 7 o'clock-ish, I don't know. Here we are. We're live, despite what Laura will tell you in the chat. We are, in fact, live on all WNY, on Twitch, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Dasher, on Dancer, on Prancer. Oh, that was a month ago. I hear Fred Warner might be coming back for the game on Saturday. Seahawks don't stand a chance if that happens. Also, brushing your teeth and then drinking iced tea, not a good combination. I should write him up for that. He to his credit, he texted me. Well, he told me last night that he would be here on time, but not to hold him to that. And then to his credit, he texted me. Said, hey, give me a call when you get a chance. I saw it a half an hour later. I called him. I said, what's up? He says, don't be mad. It's not my fault. And he says, I'm not going to be there until 7 o'clock. Hopefully by 7 o'clock. Hopefully, he said, hopefully he'll be here by the end of the show. So you might get 2 hours just with me. But we'll see. No doctor's note, no excuse. Now, see, I know what his reason for not being here on time is, and it is not his fault. And I can blame somebody, but I'm not going to. I will be nice. Nah, he'll be here. You know the bot doesn't answer you, right, Laura? But yeah. I already had the whole show programmed and all the music queued up and all the. Actually, that was part of me not having the microphone hooked up, not realizing the microphone wasn't hooked up. John is not getting married, but John does have to drive me to Niagara Falls so I could get a license to marry somebody. Not me marrying, not me getting married, but me performing a wedding ceremony. That's something. It's weird because technically I'm an ordained minister. I am the Reverend Think So Joe. So you would think I'd be able to just hold a wedding, pronounce you man and wife, But apparently, New York State's like, nah, but you can come down here and you could give us money and we'll let you do it. So, I get to do that next month. John also has to drive me somewhere far away soon. Yes. That is true. John does have to drive me somewhere far away soon. John is getting married to your friend Simon Johnson. They'll be taking Simon's last name. So what you're saying is John will be John Johnson. We already have a John Johnson. We don't need another one. Longtime friend of the show. We haven't seen him in a minute. He was there for the Christmas stream though. We were talking hockey jerseys for a little bit. Yeah, John does have somewhere to drive me soon. Am I breaking this right now? Is that what's going on here? Because I know I've been vaguely given permission to announce this. But I don't want to steal anybody's thunder. Because then you said, like, oh, everybody could talk about it at 8 o'clock. So I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about it. But, yeah, anyway. I don't know. It'll suck if John doesn't show up because I haven't done shit the last couple of weeks without John. Whenever. Okay. Can you ask a polite, personal question? All right. I'll bite. What's your polite, personal question? I know it's not going to be. It's not going to be polite, or it's going to be something really dumb. So yeah, go ahead. But anyway, yeah, I've been given authorization to say that coming up on March 14th, even though this is a Western New York music podcast, announcement on the show first, then everyone can post at 8 o'clock. Okay, cool. So, 144, Laura. So Buzzbin on March 14th, Buzzbin in Akron, Ohio. It's the first time The Living Brain Dead is playing out of state, and we're not coming alone. Oh no, we are heading that way with XM Priory and POTUS XXX. So Akron, Ohio, look out. We're coming. We'll be there. It's gonna be stupid. What kind of conditioner do I use in my beard? It's Dove, and and Jasmine told me not to use it. She said get rid of that shit, and she never suggested an alternative. But it's Dove, and I think it's like what the hell is it like? Like it's Extreme Care or something like that. I don't know, but it's Dove. It's also Maximo's first show he's ever booked. So my advice, when you make the event page, make it from a page, not your personal account, from a page. And then you can make all the band's co-hosts, and then it'll pop up on the band's, what do you call it? On their Facebook pages. Somebody back then, when I had the braids, somebody gave me, what was it? It was like some really fancy conditioner. Actually, this was before do it from the POTUS page. And then you can add all the bands as co-hosts, and then all the bands, it'll show up on their pages as an event. Like if somebody goes to Living Brain Dead right now, you go to events and you see our other upcoming show, which is the 7th, February 7th, at Tudor Lounge with Abandoned Trains and Virus X, which is gonna be a killer show. Somebody gave me, like, it might have been like even like way before I had braids, gave me some like really fancy like imported conditioner, and like you could feel your scalp tingling with it, like it was really good. And then your hair was all like silky smooth, kind of like my beard. Intense Care, that's what it is. Dove Intense Care. I had to think about it. Which Jasmine told me, like, no, you like don't use Dove, use something else. And then she didn't tell me what else. She just said use something else. So I don't know. My beard's nice and soft, so I have no problem with what I'm using. You missed the corn braids. All I'm in this like new metal group on Facebook, and somebody posted, "Hey, where's everybody from? I'm from Buffalo." And I recognized the last name, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm also in Buffalo. Are you related to the dude who owns Revolver Records?" And he goes, "Yeah, that's my little brother." Like, hey, what do you know? Small world. And now Phil's in the chat in the group, and he's like, "Hey, what do you think? Should we get some new metal DJs?" And now I'm thinking, like, do I know enough new metal that's not like just the commercial, like Limp Bizkit and Korn and Static X and like all the shit you would hear on the radio back then? Like, do I know enough of what new metal is to do a new metal DJ night? Because I would totally do that at the Elmwood location of Revolver Records. By the way, the Hurdle location of Revolver Records is closing. That is the first location. That's the first location I went to. I went with Brian. May he rest in peace. Buy my merch. Got the Brian banner in the background. I went with Brian. Brian was playing a gig that Karina was putting on, a charity gig in Burt, New York. Way the hell out in the middle of nowhere. But it was a charity gig. It was to raise money for MS awareness. And Brian opened that show, and I went with him to support Karina and the cause and everything. Like, I was helping set up and all that. And then Brian drove me, because I had a gig that I set up at Good Bar that was not a charity show, not supposed to be a charity show. Brian drives me from Burt to the show at Good Bar, which we ended up raising. We took all the bands like volunteered to donate their money to the MS charity, so we did like $300 for the MS charity. But on the way, Brian's like, "Hey, you want to stop at Revolver?" And so we went to that Hurdle Revolver, and I bought White Zombie Astro Creep 2000 on vinyl, and that kind of started this obsession where I now have 760 something vinyl. Favorite song from the 2020s so far. Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo? Maybe, I don't know. Do I miss the corn braids? I'm not even old enough to remember. Maximo's not old enough. No, he's saying he misses my corn braids. He's seen the picture, I'm sure. The only reason I had corn braids was to keep my hair out of my mouth when I was singing. That was like, it was, yeah. Hi, Steph. Good. Steph missed me saying that my favorite 2020 song so far is not a Taylor Swift song. I do not still have the braids. I am bald. I'm balding. I haven't shaved my head in a couple of days, but I do not have hair under this hat. Not much anyway. He should get them again. I can't grow hair. I don't know what you want from me. If I could grow hair, then maybe I'd do it, but I don't have that ability, so no more corn braids for me. But yeah, no, I don't know. I only really did the braids because, like, a wig, I could do a wig. Then you got pictures of me and John in wigs. But yeah, I used to have like long hair, and it was like wavy and kind of, unruly. So when I would sing in my old band, like, my hair would just get in my mouth, and I'd be like trying to spit out hair while I'm trying to sing, and it sucked. So I started braiding my hair so I could still like headbang and my hair would move. I haven't listened to Taylor's new album yet, if you could believe that. Like, but it came out at a point where I wasn't listening to like anything. Like, today was the first time in like, I don't know, 6 months, 7 months that I've sat down and actually listened to vinyl. Like, I got the studio clean and I'm like, I just want to vibe for a little bit. And that's what I did. And that's why I was didn't have a microphone plugged in at the start of the show, because I'm like, oh shit, I never plugged this in. Yeah, no, but yeah, there's my mistake because I haven't listened to the new album at all. I don't know. I was like hitting what do you call it? I was hitting like random on Discogs just to kind of figure out what the hell I wanted to listen to. Because like I don't know where like there's 700 and something records in here. I don't know where the hell to start. And like a couple of times it popped up with the Tortured Poets department. I'm like, I really want something I know really well. And I like that album, but like I don't know it that well, so I don't want to sit here like. And I ended up the first record I ended up putting on was Nirvana's Nevermind. Because it's like I know that album front to back and I can sing along and just like I said, vibe. That's all I wanted to do today. You come on air and sing every song for me. I'm sure you would, and then we'd get booted because then half the show would be muted. Hence why the podcasts haven't gone out the last 2 weeks. I've been too lazy to actually sit here and make the edits that I need to do to keep the podcast from getting muted. Because some of these albums, Spotify's just like, no, you can't play that. So we decided we're gonna start cutting the songs to like 30-second snippets. And I had set up to do that, but then I was having all kinds of problems with it, so I had to like go back to the old way, which means now I have to like figure out a different way to edit, and I'm just how strong are you? Are you stronger than Mark Henry? No, I'm not stronger than Mark Henry. Frankly, I think I'm not even as strong as I used to be. So, I don't know. I can lift a guitar and a guitar pick. That's all I need to do. Oh, you're not talking about the famous Mark Henry? Okay, I got you. But yeah, I finally got the studio all cleaned up. So tomorrow is when I start the art room. And the challenge now, when I go to start the art room, is to not bring everything into the studio. Like to find better places for everything that's in there. So I'm not cluttering, I'm not moving everything in here, so it's not a lifted pinking when you drink, it's a lifted entire hand. You're on another level. Did I do that? I don't know. I gotta show off the Living Brain Dead mug. You can barely see it, but it's there. I gotta finish making those. I got some for you guys too. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, that's the project for tomorrow, is to start on the art room and not move everything back in here and clutter up the studio again. Trying to like I was like, we had that table in here and there was stuff like there was stuff on this chair over here. There was like a big Amazon box, and then there was stuff underneath it, so the Amazon box kept falling. What do I look for in a woman? Brain, heart, or liver? Liver. For sure. Maybe with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. That's a movie I haven't watched in a minute, Silence of the Lambs. I know I don't watch movies, but that's one of my favorites. I watch it every now and then. I was watching this. Steph sent me a list, 200 top 250 movies of all time, and she was like, "Oh, let's see who watches more by the end of the year." And by the end of the year, I had like stopped. I watched a bunch of them. There was a bunch of movies like I hadn't seen, and I was like, okay, I'll watch this. There's a debate going on a status I commented on about bidets. I am pro bidet. And apparently the original poster is like, no, stop talking about bidets. Laura, the show is not pre-recorded. The show has never been pre-recorded. The show never will be pre-recorded. We're either airing or we're not. I've only got one toilet, so I only need one bidet, but but it's good to know that if I ever need to shit when I'm at your house, there's a bidet. Like I'm still on the toilet paper I have from the pandemic. Like I'm on the last roll, so I got to get more soon, but Laura's top 50 movies: Home Alone, Home Alone 5, Home Alone 5, Home Alone 5, Home Alone 5. This show is sponsored by bidets. Keeps your butt clean. This show is not sponsored. I have to clarify this. Jasmine used to do that all the time. Oh, this show, oh, look, sponsored. Like, nope, not sponsored. We are not making money off of this. I wish we were making money off of this, but we're not. The show hasn't been recorded for... If you're watching it on Wednesday night at 6 o'clock on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch or wherever, or listening on all WNY radio, the show is not pre-recorded. If you're watching later on YouTube, or you're listening to a podcast, like off of Spotify or wherever, then the show is probably pre-recorded. But it was recorded live to air, just like this episode is. It's being recorded live to air. Time is 6:21. Anyway, the fossil fuel industry. Is that because I'm old? Is that because I'm old, Laura, the fossil fuel? I don't recall ever pre-recording an episode and airing it. I've done that for the... What the hell was Nick John Gabriel Lucido's show called? I did that for him because his show, a couple of times, he wasn't able to make air. So he sent it to me and I aired it on his behalf. The Skeleton Closet. That's what it was. I don't recall pre-recording episodes to air on Wednesdays. I could do that, but I wouldn't. What am I gonna do? Just sit here, me and the camera. I'm not getting any chats. I'm not getting anything to talk about. Nothing to feed off of. And I'm just gonna pre-record the show and let it air on Wednesday. And doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. Anyway. Yes, you may, Laura. Anyway, coming up, Akron, Ohio, March 14th. XM Priory, POTUS Triple X, The Living Braindead, and Eaten by Kittens, opening for the Frantic Nancy's. That's a 7 p.m. door, $10 cover, 21 plus with ID at 952 Kenmore Boulevard in Akron, Ohio. 44314 is the zip code there. And it's our first time playing Ohio. It's not my first time playing Ohio, but it's the Braindead. Water, orange, or Coca-Cola? Water. I don't drink caffeine anymore. So, unless you are, I mean, like, I'll drink orange juice if that's what you're asking. You just said orange. But, like, I bought orange soda on the way home from Cleveland, thinking it didn't have caffeine. And that it was, like, the only thing in the entire machine that didn't have caffeine. And I looked at the label. It's like, oh, there's caffeine. Fuck. And it's like, well, I bought it. Might as well drink it. But that is the last time I've consumed caffeine, was on my way home from the Cleveland Browns San Francisco 49ers game, November 30th. So it's been a month and a half at this point with no caffeine. We were at the Sabres game the other day. John's getting food. And, like, we got there late. It was me, and it was John, and it was our singer, Kenny. Our bass player, Nick, was already there. And my friend that I was meeting up with was already there. But it's like, oh, well, let's get food before we go to our seats. So John and I both go to get pizza, and John... I'm grabbing a Sprite. John just reaches over me and grabs a Coke. And then when he goes to cash out, because it's all self-serve now, when he goes to cash out, he accidentally scans his pizza 3 times. Where did I find John? Where did I find John? John just showed up one day like a lost puppy dog. and we decided to keep him. True story. Kinda. No, John found me. What happened was, the original drummer for the Living Brain Dead, Ghetto Steve, he was getting a promotion at work and wasn't sure if he was going to be able to have time to play in a band because he was going to be traveling a lot. And so he was like, all right, I need somebody to like just fill in temporarily. And Brian happened to mention it at work. John happened to hear it and, hey, I play drums. Let me try out. If you ask John tells the story of like Brian just goes, okay, fine, you can try out, just leave me alone. And then we show up at John's house to audition him. And I'm looking at John and I'm like, this dude's like 22. I don't want to be in a band with no fucking kid. I was in my 30s, late 30s at the time, you know. And then you know, he played really well, and then he told us he was 30 something and showed us pictures of his teenage kid. I'm like, what the hell? Like, this dude's not 20 something. And now I'm in a band with a 20 something, so what are you gonna do? But yeah, that's how I found John. John found me. He begged to be in the Living Brain, to try out for the Living Brain Dead at least. And then like, even when he got the job, he didn't officially have the job because we were still under the impression that Steve was coming back, which obviously never happened, and John's still with us 6 years later, so, you know, it's, you know, yeah, we went to the, we were at the Sabres game the other day, and John accidentally scanned his pizza 3 times. And so there's a button that says remove item, and we're trying to press the button and nothing's happening. It's all touchscreen stuff, right? Nothing's happening. So I had to go get the lady that was working at the pizza place, like, hey, my friend accidentally scanned his stuff 3 times. So she had to take him to a different register to cash him out. And I was in my seat after the first Florida goal. And the Sabres ended up losing that game, which they're playing tonight. Hopefully they win because they are now out of a playoff spot. But a win will put them right back into a playoff spot. Meanwhile, the NFL playoffs are happening. You'll be asking John how he found me. All right. Yeah, John's going to be here, he said, probably around 7-ish. He's hoping. He did not say. When was the last time I held physical money? When's the last time I went to a show? I went and saw somebody at Mohawk. POTUS? No, it was Virus X. We went and saw Virus X. Who else was on that bill? I don't remember who else was on the bill, but it was Virus X was playing. Was that Bastard? Was that Max's last? No. I don't know. It was the last time I went to a show. It was Virus X was playing. Actually, that's not true. I've been cleaning the studio and I've been finding loose change all over the place. So I held physical money yesterday. There's still $1 over here on the floor. I think it's from when I owed Ian from Cardboard Homestead some money. Like, I kept his money for like a year and a half. I kept telling him, like, dude, I owe you this money. I owe you this money. I owe you this money. And he kept forgetting about it. And then finally, like, one day I knew I was going to see him. So I'm like, hey, here's that money I owe you. The perks of being a concert promoter, I guess. Speaking of concerts. There's a fun one coming up on Friday night. It's third space in the round. Friday night, January 16, 2026. It says, we are so excited to bring back this new Nashville-style songwriter series in the heart of downtown Buffalo. Hosted by Sarah Elizabeth and accompanied by two of Buffalo's best indie songwriters, you won't want to miss this evening of songs, stories, and camaraderie. Third Space Cafe and Entertainment. It's Sarah Elizabeth, Philip Stephen, and Andy Potier. And that's Friday, January 16th at 8 p.m. And it's a $10 cover. That's at Third Space Cafe and Entertainment, 777 Main Street here in Buffalo. And this is Sarah Elizabeth, and this song is called Bourbon Neat on All WNY. Think So Joe Show.
She drinks her bourbon neat, puts ice in her wine. She's off the rails, but says she's doing fine. Somebody told her when you look at your life and you realize you're all alone, you did this to yourself. So don't pick up the phone. Damn it, man, he was right. She always falls asleep at an ungodly time. It never fails. She has to cross the line. Consequences of her 3 past lives and the weight that she bears alone. There's no one left to tell. No one picks up the phone. Damn it, girl, say goodnight. She does not believe in the passing of time. Chasing her tail, she can stop a spinning dime. Everything is changes and evolutionary minds. In cycles you break alone. You've gotta save yourself. Just put down the phone. Damn it, kid, it'll be alright. She drinks her bourbon neat, puts ice in her wine. She's off the rails, but says she's doing fine.
Sarah Elizabeth on all WNY Think So Joe show. That song was called Bourbon Neat, and she is performing Friday night at Third Space Cafe and Entertainment alongside Philip Stephen and Andy Potier. That is a $10 cover starting at 8 p.m. at Third Space Cafe and Entertainment, 777 Main Street here in Buffalo. I have not been there yet. I don't know anything about the space, so go check it out. Might be a good show. Maybe I'll go. I don't know. I don't have any plans right now for Friday currently. I was thinking maybe I might be able to go out Saturday because they were talking about the Buffalo Bills game and the San Francisco 49ers game, and they're both going to be on Saturday, which is bullshit for both teams. And they weren't sure which game was going to be at what time. They knew one was going to be at 4, one was going to be at 8. They didn't know which one was which. And so you had to watch the Monday night game, which nobody gives a shit about, because who cares about the AFC, especially about the Steelers and who even is it? The Texans? Was that the one that won? Who cares? They're just going to get their asses handed to them by New England anyway, or whoever they're playing. New England. I guess it's New England, right? Because Buffalo's playing the Broncos. Whatever. So you had to watch that game to find out what time the game you want to watch is on next week. And I was hoping the 4 o'clock slot, and then like, okay, 8 o'clock, I might be able to go do something on a Saturday night. But one, the Niners game got the 8 o'clock slot. The Bills game got the 4 o'clock slot. 2, even if I wanted to do anything Saturday night, half these shows are getting canceled because they don't want to compete with the Buffalo Bills playoff game. Can't say I blame them. That is a hard sell to get people to come out when the Bills are in the playoffs and they're playing well. They're in the same situation the 49ers are in. They played Sunday. They're the number 6 seed. They eliminated the team that they played against, and now they got the short week going against the number 1 seed who had the bye. Like, ain't got no damn time to rest up the players. You just got to go right back into it, 6 days later. So, yeah, 49ers Seahawks 8 o'clock on Saturday night. So that's what I'll be sitting right here in this chair, looking at that screen right there, and watching the 49ers hopefully beat the Seahawks. Lost to them 2 weeks ago, and they didn't have 2 weeks rest between games then. We also didn't have Trent Williams, and I'm also hearing that Fred Warner is like hoping to play in this game on Saturday. It's probably not going to happen, but he's hoping. And if he does, that's, good for the 49ers, who lost George Kittle this week, unfortunately. My favorite player in the NFL. Went down with an Achilles tear. And then you got the Buffalo Bills. They're in the same situation. They just played Saturday night. And now they're going on to play the number 1 seed who had the week off. Is well rested after, not having to play for a couple of weeks. But is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Like, it sounds on paper like, oh, that's a bad thing because you don't have any rest. And the other team's just been chilling, waiting to see who they're going to play. At the same time, your team just won a couple of games. You don't just won a game. You got momentum. Who knows? We'll see what happens on Saturday. Have I missed anything in this pre-recorded episode? I was watching a video about how hard the episode is not pre-recorded, Laura. So no, you did not miss anything, just me ranting about football. And how much it's bullshit that the Bills and the 49ers both got stuck playing Saturday games against teams that have had 2 weeks off. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hopefully the Niners move on past Seattle on Saturday. But yeah, I saw at least one show get canceled because they didn't want to do a show up against the Bills playoff game. What is my least favorite sports team? Depends what's in season. Right now it's the Seattle Seahawks. Last week it was the Philadelphia Eagles. Next week it'll probably be either the Rams or the Chicago Bears. Most likely the Rams. I still hate the Rams. I have no problems with the Bears. Just if we're playing against them, they're the enemy. No, least favorite sports team, Boston Bruins. Or Philadelphia Flyers. I don't know. There's a lot of teams I dislike. The Pittsburgh Penguins being one of them. I don't know. A lot of teams I don't like. I like my teams. I don't like their rivals. I would say I don't care for the Buffalo Bills, but I'm on a Buffalo-based podcast, so I'd probably get lynched for that. I have no problem with the Buffalo Bills. However, I do not want to see the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl unless the Niners don't make it. If the Niners don't make it, go ahead, win yourselves a Super Bowl. If the Niners make it, I don't want to see the Bills. That's a nightmare scenario. I don't have any doubts that the Niners, about the ability of the Niners to beat the Bills, if it comes down to that. But if it comes down to that, and Buffalo were to win their first Super Bowl against the 49ers, I would never fucking hear the end of it. So when does the XFL start? The XFL is now, what, the USFL? I think? I don't know. But I would imagine probably if they're having a season in March, late February? I honestly don't know. I haven't honestly paid any attention to it since it was the XFL. They were like two different leagues, and then COVID happened, and then they merged, and I haven't paid any attention since. Surprisingly, I haven't seen any ads for it during the NFL playoff games, so I'm not even sure if they're even having a season this year. I don't know. It don't matter. Hockey season's still happening. Like I saw somebody say, "Oh, it's 30 days till pitchers report." Who cares? Fuck baseball. It's hockey season. It is still, it's the NFL postseason. That's important to me right now because my team is still in it. But overall, it's hockey season. I care about hockey. Sabres hopefully will win tonight. I might put the game on in here. I don't think I can. I'm going to have to find out if I can put the game on in here. It starts in 15 minutes. I don't know if it's on MSG, I probably can't put it on. But if it's on ESPN, which I think it might be, I think I could watch it in here. How would that work? I'll figure it out. Anyway. Yeah, Yeah. So yeah, that's what I did this week. I went to a Sabres game and went to band practice a couple of times, and that is literally it. I have not left the house without John in jeez, I can't even tell you the last time I left the house without John. The pre-sale for the UFL is next week. Is that what it is? Is that what it is now? The UFL? I don't even know. I was watching, whatever the league was that the XFL merged with, I was watching that. I watched a couple of games from that. And it was like, oh, these are actually, pretty entertaining football games. But then COVID happened and all the leagues had to shut down. And ended up like merging with each other, or whatever. So yeah, and I haven't seen a game since. Nope, John told me he would be at least an hour late today. So he said he's hoping to be here by the end of the show. So who knows? Who knows when or if John is going to get here on at all. He said by 7, and then he said hopefully by the end of the show. I don't know. Either way, buy merch. You want to know what John? You want to know what's going on with John? You could buy a shirt that says "Ask John." I do not own one of those. Neither does John, ironically. I do own a shirt with John's face on it, though. It's the Wet Bandits shirt that's available at merch.thinksojoe.com. When you run 2 different merch stores, you get confused. One's merch.thinksojoe.com. The other one's shop.livingbraindead.com. So sometimes I'll say shop when I mean merch. Which is actually why tip.thinksojoe.com also goes to the same page that tips.thinksojoe.com goes to. Because I got confused and kept forgetting which was which. And, yeah. So I had to make it so, like, if I said the wrong thing, people could still get to the right thing. But, yeah. Yeah, for the most part, I've been in the studio cleaning. Not even working, just cleaning. Like, all the chairs are cleared off. The table is out of here. The stool that was blocking my ability to put up my green screen where I wanted it to is out of here. We got the lights. And then there's party lights that are not plugged in right now. Which I had plugged in earlier, and I got them set to music, so they're just vibing to the music. That's all I wanted to do today, was just chill, listen to some records. Shut up, Laura. Joe is talking about tips. Yes, tips. You could go to tips.thinksojoe.com and give me money for this show that you're getting for free every week. I put up a new curtain rod today. That's something I did. And I only bring it up because, like, it was such a pain in the ass. Because I got these nice, like, fancy, like, really sturdy metal fucking curtain rods, right? And then, like, I'm trying to put them together. Actually, let me read this. I actually shared this earlier. I just gotta find it. In the instruction manual, it says, if it is tight, you could insert hard. No worry about damage. And I'm like trying to fucking figure out how to do this shit. Who is the most famous person I haven't met? That's an interesting question. Most famous person I haven't met. Who's the most famous person? Taylor Swift? Taylor Swift's probably the most famous person I haven't met. Yeah, so I go to put this new curtain rod in, and some idiot, probably my ex-wife or doofus fucking brother, nailed the old ones in. So I had to find a hammer, trying to pry this fucking thing out of here. And then it's like, how the fuck do I even put this in? Because it's like one piece after you put it together. It's not like you can't just... I don't think you can just put the ends on, and... So it's like, how the fuck do I do this? And I don't know, it's in there well enough. It ain't moving. And then this one, I just took the curtain rod that was on this one, put it over there, and now it's pitch black in here all day long. I love it. I get to control how much light is in the studio. Who is the least famous person I've met? Least famous person I've met. Wow, okay. So this is like least famous in general, or like least famous like celebrity? Because the answer will change depending on on what you mean. The the least famous person I've met. Gee, who would be the least famous person in general that I've met? I don't know. There's a lot of, in general, okay, there's a lot of, like, non-famous people I've met that are very not famous. I was gonna say this kid Dan that I used to hang out with, but, like, he was in a band with me, so people know who he is from that. Geez, that's a, how do you pick the least famous person of anybody you've ever met? I don't know. Everybody's done something, right? So, I don't know. I'm gonna say my mom's the least famous person I met. I love my mom, but, like, if you ask anybody who she was, they probably wouldn't know. So I would say my mom probably is the least famous person I've met. But like, the least famous, like, famous person I've met, you'll ask me next week, and I'll come up with a different answer, I'm sure. Least famous person I've met is probably MC Lars. I love that dude, and he should be way more famous than he is, but I think, like, out of all the famous people I've met, like, he would be, if I went to, like, 100 people, he'd be the one that got the least, like, oh yeah, I know who that guy is. So take this as me promoting MC Lars, not sponsored. Telling you to go listen to MC Lars. Go see him on tour when he comes, if and when he comes to your town. But yeah, he always goes to Rochester. He never comes here. And so I asked him about it one time. And he says, oh, well, you know, it's just, it's basically like you can't, the way these tours are set up, you can't do a city within so many miles of another city that you're playing. So, like, if he plays Rochester, he can't play Buffalo. And he won't play Buffalo because Buffalo doesn't know who he is. He'll play Rochester because he gets a lot of play on the college radio out there. So he'll pick Rochester over Buffalo, and that's why he barely ever comes here. Which I get the exclusivity thing, like I've been trying to preach that to my own band in, like, we've got a show February 7th, and we're playing with Virus X and Abandoned Trains at Tudor Lounge. And the opportunity came up of a couple of times, actually. Do you guys want to play February 14th? I think one was February 14th. The other one was like February 1st or something. One was a week before, one was a week after. It would be January 31st would have been the other one we got offered. So I said, you know, let me ask the band. And I put it in the band chat. I said, listen, we got offered this gig. It's a week before or after, whatever, of our show that we've already booked. It's in the same city. I don't think we should take it. It's a terrible idea. And, you know, they're like, oh, let's do it anyway. Like, all right, if you guys all want to do it, sure, whatever. Like, we said no to the one. Like, we initially declined the first one, and then the second one came and you know, was like, okay, yeah, we can do that, we could do it, and then one of us couldn't do it, and I was like, okay, good, because I didn't want to do it anyway, but I would have done it if you guys wanted to do it. I think it's a terrible idea to play multiple dates in the same city that close together. Like a month apart, 2 months apart, great. But if you're, if I'm playing this week and I'm playing next week, you get this, you have the ability of half your audience can say, you have this detriment of like half your audience can say, hey, they're playing this week, but let's go to the one next week. Or no, that day, I'm gonna go see him on this day, and I'm not gonna go to the other one. Like, you're splitting your fan base in half, really doing that, I think. And I've always told the story of, like, I went and saw Rad Ops during a snowstorm last year, not last year, 2024. And Steve from Rad Ops is just like, oh, dude, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm like, Steve, if you guys were one of those bands that played every single week here in Buffalo, there's no fucking way I would be here tonight. But because you guys only play here once every 2-3 months, I don't get to see you that often. I'm gonna come see you if you're playing and I'm available. Like, fuck the snowstorm, who gives a shit? Rat Ops is fucking playing. Yeah, I don't know. That's something I kind of preach to bands, is like, don't overbook yourselves. Like, when I was booking, I didn't have a rule against it. Some promoters will. Hi, Jazz. What? I said something earlier that I mentioned you and I forgot what. But some promoters will have a rule against, like, okay, but if you're playing this gig, you can't take a gig for like 2 weeks either way in the same area. And like, I ended up, I understand why, but I never adopted that as a promoter. Like, bring people to see you. It's my job. Technically, it's my job as a promoter to get people to come see you. Right? Like it's in the name. Promoter. I'm supposed to promote. No, I said something on the podcast, and I forget what it was. I think it probably had to do, I was listening to 9 Inch Nails earlier. I was just sitting here vibing, listening to 9 Inch Nails. Like, because I got curtains now on both windows, so it's like super dark in here all hours of the day. So I just threw on some party lights and a 9 Inch Nails record and was just vibing. But I don't know if that's what I was talking about earlier. I know I mentioned you. I forgot what I said. But yeah. So February 7th, come see us, because you ain't going to get another chance here in Buffalo anytime, very extremely close to that. You could see us in Akron, Ohio in March, but not here in Buffalo. Downward Spiral. I finally cleaned the studio. I was saying, I finally cleaned the studio, and now I can access my records, and I can put on records. And I'm like, what do I want to listen to? So I listen to Nirvana, I listen to No Doubt. And I'm like, well, fuck it, I'm in the ends. I grabbed 9 Inch Nails, Downward Spiral, I threw that on. Just lights out, and just the party lights going. Just in time with the music, which to the drums from closer was just like really cool, because the lights are just going poof, 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 yeah. And yeah, so, and also, where did I put it? I probably put it away somewhere safe for safekeeping. I found I don't know, I found a card. It had Jack Skellington on it. I'm like, gee, I wonder who that was from. I found a bunch of shit while I was cleaning. Where did I just put this? I literally just had this thing. What did I do with it? I put it over there. I found a nice little card flyer for the Karma Queen show. Give me a second, Max. I got you. I found a flyer for the Karma Queen album release, and so I went and ordered like frames, a frame to put it in. So I texted Annie earlier, like, "Hey, guess what I found? Like, I'm gonna put this in a frame and put it up on my wall." All right. POTUS Triple X presents 3.4 POTUS Triple X presents 3.14 reasons why this was a bad idea. That work for you? I got what you need. Anyway, speaking of shows and places to go and places to see bands that are not Buffalo, coming up on Friday, it's another $5 Friday at the Bug Jar. $5 Friday returns in 2026 with one hell of a heater featuring 3 of the city's hottest bands for only $5. It's 21 plus. It's $5 at the door. It's 18 to 20-year-old entry with pre-sale is available at bugjar.com until 12:30 p.m. the day of the show, as usual. And the bands include Coming Down, Jordan Moss, and The Rogues. 8 p.m. doors, 9 p.m. music. That's at the Bug Jar, 219 Monroe Avenue in Rochester, New York. And this song is by Coming Down, and this song is called Doubt on All WNY Think So Joe Show.
Believe
That was Coming Down, the song called Doubt on all WNY Think So Joe show. Catch them at $5 Friday this Friday at the Bug Jar, along with Jordan Moss and the Rogues. 8 p.m. doors, 9 p.m. music. That is 18 to 20-year-old entry with pre-sale ticket at thebugjar.com. Just bugjar.com, not thebugjar.com, bugjar.com. And $5 at the door for 21 plus. And yeah, I think that's cool. They do a $5 Friday, man. Like, $5 shows need to come back. I like that we're doing like $7, $8, $9, $10 shows, right? Because then like the bands are getting paid more. And it's easier for, like, it takes less people to pay off the venue for whatever the you know, whatever the cost is to run the venue. But I kind of miss $5 shows. I miss just being like, here's $5. Like, all right, cool. Here's a stamp. Go in. I miss stamps. The venue. Yeah. Speaking of local music, I got this media server in my house now that I can, you know, all my DVDs are ripped to it, and a lot of my music is ripped to it. But there's a whole box of fucking shit that I got after the last time I ripped some stuff. And now I have CD drives, actually rewritable DVD drives in my music PC over here. So I was like, let me grab some of these CDs. And then I kind of separated all the local bands. I got, and these are all on my music server now, but look at this. We got some Living Brain Dead with really bad kerning on the lettering. It's fine on the vinyl, but the CD got the bad one. And then Falls Count Anywhere. You remember this album? Got a copy up there on vinyl. John still doesn't have one because he gave his away. We got this band we're actually playing next. This is the Spit Sisters. Their EP, Nothing Heals. We got Virus X 1983 right here. And Virus X, when was this? The Vapor Store. Which I couldn't find this cover, like this album cover, to put on my media server. Book Jazzy for the show. She's got an open invite. We got Venom Mob, Metal Hands here. We've played with them a bunch of times, and notably in Rochester with Green Jello. I got their Bandcamp things in here. Smitten for Trash and Spud Bugs. Their split EP. This is the cover. That was the back cover. This is the cover. Nope, John still is not in his chair. I don't know when he's getting here. One of my favorite local band EPs ever. Albums, I guess. There's 11 songs on it. City Powered Radio, I Drink, Therefore I Am. This is a great album. I listen to this all the time. And now that it's on my media server, I'm like, ooh, I can listen to this whenever the hell I want, wherever the hell I want. Not that I couldn't anyway. It's on all the streaming services. Axed and Smashed out of Olean. We got Olean Punks Collection. Got Johnny Revolting, Make America Revolting Again. On the Cinder, Lamplighter. That's a good one. One of my favorite local bands. I was just chatting with Mike the other day. He's doing well. Over and Out, Some Sort of Nothing, which is Rob from City Powered Radio, his band, his other band. And then finally Shambles, Fair Enough. I was just texting with Ryan the other day from Shambles. We were having a nice little chat about the hockey game. Turned out they were also, Ryan and Jason and Tyler from On the Cinder were all at the Sabres game. They were sitting right above John. There was 4 of the Living Brain Dead at the show, and we were in 3 different sections. Like, only John and Kenny were sitting together. I was with my friend Sean. Nick was with his mom, and, you know, we were rooting for the Sabres, and they lost, sadly. Actually, I never did find out if I could watch that game in here. Let's find out. Keyboard for Maximo. John wants to know if you still want him to come. You just got home. He's 20 minutes away. Yeah, he can come by. Door's open for him. Might as well get that last half hour in here. You know, the last half hour's dead anyway in the chat, so it'd be nice to have somebody to bounce shit off of. And with him being here, I could do that physically. Like, literally bounce shit off of him. Anyway. Try and find out if what channel the Sabres game's on here. Oh, it's on at 7:30 and it's on TNT. So, yeah, I could watch the Sabres game in here while we're doing the show. John can come if he wants. He don't have to come if he doesn't. If he like really doesn't want to show up. But you know, it'd be nice to have him here for part of the show. So it's up to him. Because I got to work right after the show anyway. So, which means putting the Sabres game on mute, running through a job as quickly as I can, and then watching the rest of the Sabres game. And because it's my wrestling script, I don't have to watch wrestling tonight if I don't want to. That's that kind of works for me. I mean, I might still watch wrestling, but you know. 10 years today, by the way. It's been 10 years that I've been working for Slat Rock Wrestling, the voice of Slat Rock Wrestling on YouTube, which led to me being the voice of Wrestle with Andy on YouTube. And also the part-time voice when they need me. You should have... what are you going to do? He said he still has to grab gas and food, so he probably won't be here till 8. Okay, then don't bother. Like, what? If you're not going to get here till the show's over, then there's no point. So, shit, maybe I'll just end the show early. I don't know. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so 10 years. I've been working for Slat Rock Wrestling 10 years today, which led to my gig at Wrestle with Andy. Led to my gig as the backup voice for WrestleMania. It also got me a couple of other wrestling gigs over the years that have come and gone. Lets me be a part of the wrestling industry without having to be a part of the wrestling industry. So, but yeah, 10 years today I've been doing Slat Rock Wrestling, and that's just had to talk to the big boss, and Jasmine's back. John told the bus driver he told the bus driver that he was Bug's dad because they put him on the spot. Oh, John. The things John says. Anyway, yeah, no, it's yeah. So 10 years at the same job now, which is crazy. Like, if you think about it, like, I don't have a real job, but I've been 10 years at my job for one client, like, and like it's a daily job. Like, I work for this dude every day. I've worked for this dude basically every day for the last 10 years. They think John and Eva are lovers, and I mean, no, I did not say I'm ending the show on episode 500. I said I'm changing the show after episode 500. What that entails, I don't know yet. I'm still 18 weeks away from that. This is 482 today, right? So we got 18 more weeks before we hit 500. We're hitting 500. And then we're going to figure out something different with this format so it's less awkward and less, like, especially, like, it dies in the last hour, especially, like, that last half hour. We get to that last song break. We come back. It's just John and I sitting here like, so what do you want to talk about, man? There's nothing going on. Nobody's in the chat. Why is it so quiet? Occasionally, like, somebody will pop on and troll John or something, but, it's just... So I think, I don't know what the format change is going to be, but there's no, not a 3. Not a 3 hour long show. I'm thinking it's more of an hour long show. Buy my merch. I think the format change, as it stands right now, in my mind, the thought is 1 hour, 7 o'clock. That gives John enough time to finish what he's got to do and get here on time for the show. And also, like, we basically speed run the show. And so if we're doing 15-minute chunks instead of 30-minute chunks, if we have a 15-minute chunk where nothing's happening, it's less awkward. And then nobody's got to sit here and listen to me for 2 hours just because I'm playing their song on the, at the end of the show or something. Like the end of the show today, we're playing Michael Delano, who I know loves this show. And his lovely mother love this show. I know they're fans, as I am of him. But, like, he's got to sit through his whole 2 hours just to hear his song. Like, I know he knows the format. I know he knows, like, when I put up a post that says, hey, we're playing Sarah Elizabeth coming down the Spit Sisters of Michael Delano, he knows, okay, that means I'm going last. I don't need the encore hour. I need to work after this show. Do I think John's gonna be? I think John's gonna be in his chair if I start at 7. That's funny. No, because the reason John's not in his chair at 6 is because John is busy until 6. Like, he didn't make it today because he found out last minute he was not gonna be able to make it here today. No, Laura, you're the only one who claims to be forced here. Everybody else is watching of their own free will. Mostly because they like to troll me and John. Especially John. John is trying to buy a house. Like, with his own money, John's trying to buy his own house. John says to me the other day, he says, to own a bus, you need credit. You don't need credit to own a bus. You need credit to, like, maybe need credit to buy a bus, but you don't need credit to own a bus. You also don't need credit to buy cheap viewers from Laura's friend here, who's getting added to the block list. Anyway. Yeah, John, if John's got money, John needs to come see me right now and give me money, because he owes me money. Have me on the background while she makes confirmation calls for appointments. Well, I knew he was buying a house with you guys. Just the way you said it was John's buying a house, or John's trying to buy a house. Yes, John called me this morning. John texted me this morning to call him so he could tell me that you guys were going to look at a house and he wasn't going to be here on time. So, and then he did say, hopefully I'll make it by the end of the show. He's not going to make it. That's cool. That's fine. Like, I might wrap up early. I don't know. I might call that a win because I'm going to get a script at right at 8 o'clock. And I told him I would get it to him as soon as I could after 8 o'clock. So if John's not getting here until 8 o'clock, then what the hell's the point? And then also I can eat before I work. Because I haven't eaten since breakfast because I forget to eat. I don't know if that's that undiagnosed ADHD talking. But I got done with what I was doing. And I was like, ooh, I'm just going to chill out in the studio. I'm going to lay back. I'm going to enjoy the light show and listen to some music. And then I was getting ready for the show. I'm like, I haven't eaten today. I should probably do that. I don't have time now. So, I might be hitting DoorDash after the show. Tell John if he goes to work, he might get me. But hey, it's been a fun show today. So far, we've gotten to announce that The Living Brain Dead is playing in Akron, Ohio along with our friends from Buffalo, XM Priory and POTUS Triple X, and our new friends that we're making over in, we're going to be making over in Akron, which is the Frantic Nancys and Eaten by Kittens. Sounds like it's going to be a great time. Can't wait. We're looking forward to our first show out of New York State on Pie Day of all days. Which means me and Dan Twist got to bring pie. Because it sounds like a wonderful day for pie. Laura, we're not canceling the show. We are like this close to our 10-year anniversary, by the way. 10 years of this damn show. This close to 10 years of this show. How could have bought a 2-bedroom, but you were forced to get a 3 for Johnny. Yeah. I don't know. I have a 2-bedroom, and I have a 3-bedroom, and I don't have room for me, let alone anybody else. I've had people ask, "Hey, can I move in with you?" Like, no. Like, if I had room for you, sure, but I don't. I don't know how I get how I become the go-to of like, "Hey, can I, you got room for me? Can I move in with you?" I ain't got fucking room. I got my bedroom, which I'm barely in, because I'm always in here, which is the studio, and then the other room's the art room. But then I do the art in here because there's no room in the art room. So, John and I were talking the other day. We were talking about, I was like, I said, if I ever turned my finances around and was able to buy a house, I'm buying a house with a garage. I ain't buying a car, but I'm buying a house with a garage so I can build all my shit out in the garage and then have my house as a house. Full 3-bedroom, full basement, a garage, and a backyard. Yeah, no, that's exactly what I would want. Need the full basement because there's a bunch of shit in my basement. And the shit that I don't want up here, I'll bring down to the basement. That's what I'm hoping to do tomorrow when I get in the art room, is have enough stuff that I could just bring into the basement and clear out a chunk of that room, because there's no room to move in there, let alone work. Oh, and a shout out to Amazon this week, by the way. The one day that they don't show up with my shit is the day I needed my shit to do some artwork, to put it up on all the socials, because I do the Monday and Friday thing. So I ran out of materials Friday morning doing the Dwight Schrute painting. And then I'm like, oh, let me order this right away. Okay, cool. It'll be here Sunday. That means I can do a painting Sunday night for Monday. And nope, didn't show up. Showed up early Monday morning. It showed up like 10 o'clock or something. I probably could have like crapped out a painting real quick, but by that point, it was like, no, I'm already like halfway into cleaning up the studio. And also like whatever came with it, which I think was my locking tuners for my guitar. I'm like, I'm gonna do this now. And then I was learning a cover song that we're playing at our show on February 7th. So yeah, shout out Amazon. That's why there was no painting reveal on Monday. There will be one on Friday. I just haven't decided what yet. But yeah, I would definitely want like a two-car garage. My plan would be half the garage is like an art space and like a studio space for like the podcast, and then the other half of the garage would be like a theater, like a home theater, like where we'd have, that's where I'd put the projector, set up some seats and shit out there, put heating in there. Be like Nick's garage, just twice the size. But I don't have the money to do that. So, and I don't think I'll ever have the money to do that. So, pipe dream. Oh well. So what I have to do now is just clear out my art space, so I have space in my art space to do my art. Or I could just take my artwork. I could do all the shit I need to do here, bring it to the Buffalo Creative Workshop, drop a couple of bucks there, and do my art there. So I have like actual room to work. Is the cover Girls Just Want to Have Fun? No, it's not. It's not, but that was on our list back in the day. We never actually like even tried it, but it was on our list. We used to do, we called them blink outs because we randomly started playing at practice one day, Damn It by Blink 182. And we played it fine the first time. Like, I thought it went well. And then the next week, John and I are just like, wait, how's this part go? And neither one of us could, like, play it at the end, like, towards the end of the song. So we decided to just instead launch into Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley, which was basically to troll my girlfriend at the time, who hated being rickrolled. In fact, I have the video of us doing it for the first time, and I'm just like, well, I'm gonna get murdered when I get home, so but then we decided we're gonna keep doing that, except every time we're gonna play a different 80s song. Not every time, but like we're gonna switch up what the 80s song that we come out of the song into is gonna be. And the ones we did were Never Gonna Give You Up, You Spin Me by Dead or Alive, I'm Gonna Be 500 Miles by the Proclaimers. I think one time we actually did Creeping Death by Metallica. And we had a list. Like, I had a list of, like, here's some songs we could do. And Brian had suggested Girls Just Want to Have Fun. And he suggested it jokingly, but it is still in my Ultimate Guitar Favorites list to this day, because I was like, yeah, that's a song we could totally do. So, but no, that's not the cover. You want to find out what the cover is, you got to come out February 7th to the Tudor Lounge, see the Living Brain Dead and Abandoned Trains and Virus X. Which, even if you're not coming out for us, Virus X is on that show. Look at these two. Look at these two album covers. They look really good right next to each other, don't they? Right? They look amazing next to each other. The Living Brain Dead and the Virus X. How colorful they are. But yeah, come out February 7th. See us at the Tudor Lounge. Should be a good show. It should be a good time. It's always a good time with Virus X, and it's always a good time with Abandoned Trains. And if you get a chance to talk to a Virus X, man, they'll tell you some fucking stories. And if you haven't seen it yet, I'm going to give a plug for Zip Tied, the Virus X story, which is a documentary about Virus X. It was done by Matt Smith of 1120 Press. It is available on YouTube. You could go watch it right now if you want to. As soon as this show is over, go watch the Virus X story. It's called Zip Tied, the Virus X story. And yeah, those guys hi Mark. Those guys, every single time I sit down with them, they are telling me just these incredible stories of like their early days of like playing with the Goo Goo Dolls and playing with like Green Jello back in the original incarnation of Green Jello, and playing at the Continental, and playing all these cool shows, and how they've screwed themselves out of some really cool shows that could have really blown them up. But really good dudes, really fun to talk to, really amazing 40-something year career at this point for those guys. And I am very grateful for every chance I get to be on a bill with them. Ever since, and it's been great. It's gonna be great. We're gonna really enjoy it. I got to start doing nighttime closing procedures and then go to a receptionist symposium. Oh yes, kill me. Love you. Bye. Love you, Jazzy. Thanks for hanging out. I am going to play this next song, and I am going to I'm going to figure out how to put on the Buffalo Sabres game without. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to put on the Sabres game, mute the Sabres game, and then unmute the laptop so I can play the song. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to put on the Sabres game. ESPN.com. Oh, no. It's on Max.com. Because it's on TNT. Let's see, where is it? Curious Case of. There we go. Watch live. Sabres Flyers. Mute. Get that in full screen there. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about some shows. So this one doesn't have an event page. And Facebook apparently doesn't want me to see it. Okay, here we go. This one doesn't have an event page. So this is what I know. It is at Nietzsche's. It's at 8 p.m. It's $10 cover. Doors at 8, music at 9. It is the Dolly Sods EP release. And they are playing along with the Spit Sisters, Lower Pony, and Wiley Something. I assume, being Nietzsche's, that it's a 21 plus show. I can't say for sure. Because they will allow you to do 18 plus, you just got to pay extra for security. So I assume it's a 21 plus. It doesn't even say on. Yeah, it just. The Dolly Sods EP release with the Spit Sisters, Lower Pony, and Wiley Something and The Dot. And that's this Saturday, January 17th at Nietzsche's, 8 p.m., $10 cover. This is the Spit Sisters, and this song is called She, Her, Hers on All WNY. Think So Joe Show. I'm pressing the button. There it goes. Okay. I was pressing the button. Nothing was happening. Anyway, that was the Spit Sisters, the song called She, Her, Hers on LWNY Think So Joe Show. Catch them at Nietzsche's on Saturday night. I already clicked off the page. Nietzsche's at Saturday night with the Dolly Sods, Lower Pony, and Wiley Something and the Dot. That's at 8 p.m., $10 at the door. It is the Dolly Sods EP release. Trying to read what the hell the piece debt. I can't read. The font choice on this flyer is awful. I'm sorry to say, but Peace Debt is another band that's on the bill. I don't think that's their logo, because none of these are logos. They're just like very poorly written fonts on a. Whoever did this flyer, not my favorite flyer I've seen. So, like, I didn't even know if that was a band or what. Like, it was also Nietzsche didn't tag them, so I'm assuming they don't have a Facebook page. But there's no event page for the show anyway. So, you know, hey, whatever. It's a show. It's got good bands on it. Unfortunately, it's Saturday night, so I'm sitting my ass in this chair watching the 49ers game. But it is what it is. Hopefully they get people out, because people will be like, the Bills game will be over by then. So hopefully, you know, maybe, I don't know. Here's a question. Would it be better for bands playing out Saturday night after the game if the Bills win or if the Bills lose? And not necessarily for the bands that are playing, but for the bars that they are playing at. Are Bills fans more likely to drink because they lost to the Broncos, or more likely to drink because they're celebrating a victory over the Broncos? I don't drink. I don't root for the Bills. I don't know. That's something to think about. Who's doing what? You know, what is it good? Is it better for the bars if the Bills win or lose? If people come out to the show, are they going to drink more if the Bills lose? Or are they going to drink more if the Bills win? With Bills fans, I never can tell. Also, shout out to Philadelphia Eagles fans, because all week leading up to the game, I was hearing, oh, we don't want to hear any excuses when we beat you this time, because the last time they actually won a game against us, we had Christian McCaffrey at quarterback because our other two quarterbacks got injured in that game and could not play. That's why there's a rule now for an emergency quarterback, is because of that game. So they're all, we don't want to hear any excuses this time, even though Purdy dropped 4 touchdowns on him the very next time he played against them. And now that they lost, they're like, oh, the referees screwed us so bad. We were blah, blah, blah. Just excuse after excuse. Like, shut the fuck up. You lost. See you next year. Like, referees, come on. I swear at one point, towards the end of the game, Philadelphia had the ball. Niners stopped them inbounds. It was not an incomplete pass. There was no timeout called, but the clock wasn't running. Y'all got screwed by the referees? I told John I would give him a microphone at the next show as long as he doesn't fucking talk about the gin blossoms. He's got one thing he has to do in order to earn that microphone. He's getting microphone privileges, but he's not allowed to talk about the gin blossoms. Anyway. The fucking gin blossoms, those hypocrites. I'm not even going to talk about it. I've talked about it so many times on this show, how fucking hypocritical their songs are of each other. Or even in the same song. I'll follow you down anywhere you go, but not that far. Update on the Sabres game. The puck is just now dropping. 7:30 start time. It's 7:39 p.m. in the game. The puck just dropped. Anyway. Yeah. So yeah, very interested to see if to know the opinion. I might post this on Facebook, just kind of asking. I'm very curious whoever wins this game is in the wild card spot. Anyway, I'm very curious as to what would earn more money for the bar. Bills loss or Bills win? I don't know. Bills play the Broncos 4:00 on Saturday. And I saw that Karma Queen posted that they canceled their show because the Bills were playing, and I can't say I blame them. I'm pretty sure it's in my memories that people were doing the same thing last year when they announced a Bills Saturday playoff game. Sabres are looking like a playoff team this year. And, like, you know, at the end of the 10-game winning streak, people are, oh, this is the best they've ever looked. Like, relax. They won 10 games in 2018. They have won 10 games in a row during this 14-year playoff drought. So I'm not sold after 10 wins. But then they lose to Columbus. They bounce back and win the next 3. It's like, oh, okay. Maybe this team is good enough. Maybe they are going to break the cycle here. Who knows? I mean, it's enough where I'm just like, hey, you know, I can watch the Sabres game while the show's on the air. So that's what I'm doing. Watch the Sabres game. And then I'm ordering DoorDash as soon as the show's over. Jill, if John's still with you, Laura says hi. John's not coming, Laura. John will be back next week. Hopefully. Yep. There is a cover. We are adding a cover to our set list because we're not quite ready to do 45 minutes yet. But so we're adding an extra song. We made Johnny drink water with his Tylenol, and he hates water so much he drank it from a baby cup. We keep talking. It comes up every now and then about when we got him the sippy cup at fucking Denny's the one time. And then that was his first DoorDash order. Was he got the Denny's we always used to go to after like shows or whatever, after practice or whatever, we used to go to Denny's, and that was like one of his first DoorDash orders. It might have been the first. So we walk into Denny's because I went with him, and the guy's like, "Hey guys, just the two of you today? You're here early?" Like, oh no, he's DoorDashing. He's picking up somebody's order. We're not staying. Like. And I think that's the last time he and I have both been in that Denny's. So at the same time, they brought him a sippy cup and a kids menu. Because we got there and he's like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and then we convinced the waiter to bring him a sippy. Like the waiter was in on it, you know. The cover is definitely welcome to. No, see, we can. Well, for once, we're not playing a show with POTUS Triple X. So somebody's got to play Welcome to Joe's Barbecue, right? Need a Denny's now. Yeah, I could go for some Denny's. I might DoorDash some Denny's. I don't know. Yeah, John told me they closed the truck stop. He was very upset because he can't get truck stop spaghetti. And also Michael's is currently closed, so he can't get Michael's spaghetti. Why this man cannot make spaghetti at home, I do not understand. But also, I understand completely being lazy and not feeling like making spaghetti. Like, I was watching something on, it might have been Elf. I don't know. I was watching something around Christmas time, and people were eating spaghetti. I'm like, wow, man, spaghetti sounds really good right now. And then the spaghetti place was closed that I ordered my pasta from. And I was like, and I said something about it, and somebody goes, oh, well, you can just make spaghetti at home. It only costs like $3. He's been eating canned spaghetti. Ew. Like Chef Boyardee shit. Like, I never liked that shit. That was never my. I could not eat that shit. SpaghettiOs and Chef Boyardee and all that shit in the can. I can't eat that shit. I don't know. John's got weird taste in spaghetti. Like, John loves the spaghetti at the truck stop. I don't think I've ever had restaurant spaghetti where I'm like, oh, this is actually really good. He wants to go to Olive Garden. Why? The one down here burned down. The one out here like burned down, and then they rebuilt it, so it's back open. Like, it's been back open for years now. But and the one in Niagara Falls was built by they were basically it was built by like illegal immigrants. Like, they were like who were making like pennies on the dollar. So like, it's the complaint is not that it was made, that it was the illegal immigrants building it. It was that they weren't paying them the money that they should get for a job like that. I remember like people were coming into the hotel like, here's a flyer for why we're protesting the Olive Garden over here. I've got curtains from that hotel up in the studio now on both windows. Put them up today. Yeah. I don't know. I've never really found like good restaurant spaghetti. Like, there is a charm to restaurant spaghetti, but it is not homemade spaghetti. Like, there's a charm to it. I'll give it that. But usually if I'm at a place that has like, well, you could get burgers, you could get spaghetti, you could get this, that, like, I'm getting the burger. I might get Applebee's. Get that 3 cheese chicken mac, 4 cheese chicken mac, whatever it is. I don't know. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten today. Like, as soon as this show's over, I guess maybe not as soon as the show's over, because I'm going to have a script right after the show's over, but as soon as I'm done working, I'm ordering me some food. And I just don't know what. Looks like there's a penalty on the Flyers, I think. I don't know. The referees are discussing something. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I just saw the arm. Nope. Must have been offside or something. I have no idea. One of the Flyers was complaining about something. I don't know. I don't got sound on. I'm chatting with you guys and watching hockey. If I were going out this Saturday, I'd be going to that Spit Sisters show, because Spit Sisters are an amazing band. We had them play on a bill with us, which was a really cool show, really fun show. We always get cool bands on our shows. We're putting together the punk rock prom right now for June. We're also working on something hopefully much sooner than that with hopefully with Karma Queen. It's not gonna be your typical show. It's gonna be interesting. I don't want to talk about it because I don't have anything to talk about yet, other than like everybody that I want to have involved knows about it. So, something I want to book, something for a good cause, something for a cause I believe in, which is the Buffalo Creative Workshop. So we'll talk about that when I have something to talk about. Right now, I don't. I literally talked to Tim at my last show, the last Brain Dead show, and then I from the workshop, and I shot a text to Annie from Karma Queen today, like, hey, you still want to do that thing we were talking about? Like, we just got to pick it. We just got to figure out when everybody's available and get a date going for that. But anyway, booking the punk rock prom right now. We were hoping to have the same lineup as last year, but we lost a couple of bands, unfortunately. So we're working on it. We're gonna have some cool bands. But yeah, yeah. And then I just got we're just announcing a show coming up. March 14th, we're playing in Akron, Ohio at Buzzbin. We were debating about like the easiest way for us to do this show. And you know, I'm of the mindset of like, I don't need to bring a fucking amp. I can just plug in. So I actually talked to Mike from On the Cinder because they've played there. I'm like, what do you think, man? He's like, bring amps. I'm like, fuck, okay. So we're trying to get that situation situated. But yeah. POTUS Triple X and XM Priory and the Living Brain Dead are invading Akron, Ohio, March 14th. So if you're in the Ohio area there. And I found out that depending on which way you go, Cleveland is kind of on the way. Like, the default way that it takes you from here to Akron does not go through Cleveland. But if you go through Cleveland, it only adds like a minute to the drive time. So it's like, oh, might have to stop at fucking Becky's on the way or on the way back. I don't know. Leland brought it up in the chat, so it might be the plan. But Buzzbin, it's the Frantic Nancy's, XM Priory, POTUS Triple X, The Living Brain Dead, and Eaten by Kittens. Friday, March 14th at the Buzzbin, 952 Kenmore Boulevard in Akron, Ohio. Not that we're here to promote Akron shows, but part of our listenership is in Akron, Ohio, so they're also the ones putting on the show. So yeah, that sounds like something really, like, we're excited to finally play out of town. Like, we can only play Buffalo so much. I don't want to. I've actively tried to talk the band out of playing Buffalo shows. Like, hey, we got offered this show, but we're also playing a week before, so I really don't want to. And they're like, oh, I'm fine with it. Let's do it. Which I'll do it. I ain't gonna say no just because I don't want to. Like, if I'm available, I'm available. But also, I'm pretty sure one of those was at a venue I don't want to play at anymore. So, and I'm sure anybody who knows the history of me at that venue would know why I wouldn't want to play that venue anymore. Being that I have never once had a show go well there, ever. So, like, yeah, I've played there like 3 times. Maybe 4, I don't know. I've seen good shows there. I've never played a good show there. I've probably played a good show there, but, like, I've never played a show that went well there. So I don't want to play there anymore. And I'm pretty sure that is shared by my bandmates because it was because we were talking about that place. We were talking about a band. We were talking about cover bands. And my guitar player says, oh yeah, we played with a cover band at that really shitty place we played that one time. Like, oh, you mean Milky's? Oh, did I say that out loud? Oops. He said, yeah, that's the place. Yeah, I don't know, man. In the middle of a show, I'm getting updates for Stream Deck here. Like, let me finish the damn show because I still need to use my Stream Deck for another couple of minutes here. Then I'll update it. In the middle of something here, man. I got a Windows update the other day, right, on my laptop. And so I go to like open my VPN because I'm trying to watch whatever. And they changed the way the Windows start menu works now. So there's no like see all apps. They're just grouped down at the bottom of the start menu. Like, what the fuck is that? Why are we changing shit that ain't broken? Or fixing shit that ain't broken. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Anyway, I think we're going to wrap it up right about now, because by the time I get done talking about this next artist and this show that he's performing on, it'll be time to play his song and get out of here anyway. So, coming up on Saturday night at 9 p.m. at Black Dots, which is a really cool record store. They got a nice punk selection there. It's also a place I've seen this artist perform before, which was a very pretty cool show. I'm just like leaned up against an arcade cabinet watching it play, and then like browsing the record store between bands. I don't recall if I went home with anything that night. I might have. I don't know. It's been a minute since I bought a record. I'm gonna try and hit Hurdle Revolver one last time before they close and buy something. But anyway, that's beside the point, because we're talking about a show that's happening at Black Dots Records, which is a place you could go buy the Living Brain Dead album Makeover, assuming they haven't sold out. I don't know. I gotta go check at some point. But this is a night of sad songs with Michael Delano and Harry Grazier. That's at Black Dots. It's Saturday at 9 p.m. They say in the description, I don't know, maybe listening to sad songs will help. Sad Songs, your favorite record store. What more could you ask for? Join Michael Delano and Harry Grazier for a night of beautifully sad songs by Pine Grove, Bon Iver, Joni Mitchell, Sun Kil Moon, Sufjan Stevens, The Mountain Goats, Alex G, and anything else depressing you can think of. Sabres just scored, by the way. 1-0 Buffalo. It's $10 at the door at Black Dots. That's 368 Grant Street here in Buffalo. It's a wonderful record store. Go check out this show, buy some records, buy some vintage t-shirts. They got cassettes, they got videotapes, DVDs. They got all kinds of stuff there. And a back room where you could go see cool bands, cool artists like Michael Delano and Harry Grazier. This is Michael Delano. This song is called Release Yourself on All WNY Think So Joe Show. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
And I can't change being what you wanted me to be. Somebody told me when I was young I would be free. They're gone. Oh, release yourself. Brace yourself.